guys, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ayanda Shongwe and welcome back home. If you're new here, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and become a member of my beautiful family. So today we're doing another story time, and this story time is about how someone cheated on me. Okay, first of all guys, never do anyone any favors. Don't date someone because you're doing them a favor. If they're not your type, don't do it. Because the ones you do the favors for are the ones who are going to dribble the heck out of you in the long run. So with that said, let's go into today's story time. So I dated this guy. Sorry about that. I dated this guy for a while. He was not my type, guys. He was not my type. He was nowhere near my type. But I dated him for the sake of dating. That was my problem. I dated him for the sake of being in a relationship. Okay. First scenario. There are 3 scenarios. Okay, 2, because the one I'm going to do a separate story time. So first of all, we were at a party. At a kasi party, not a serious thingy. At a kasi party. So we're chilling there. He was also there, obviously. I was there with my sisters because I'm always with my sisters. And we're having fun, we're having the time of our lives. And then at the corner of my eye, I noticed 2 girls giving me side eyes for days. Okay, they were giving me side eyes when I was talking to him. They were and I didn't understand, because in my mind, because he's not my type, he knows he's not my type. He was never gonna do anything to jeopardize us. In my mind, was I wrong? Bitch, Mosakawula. Okay, so the girls were giving me side eye. I was so uncomfortable. I asked them, did you see, why are those girls looking at me like that? What happened? He was like, no, nothing, I don't know. You know girls, they're probably jealous of you. I was like, okay. I didn't pay no mind to it, because in my mind, my man would never, ever do anything to jeopardize our relationship. So at the end of the night, I decided to go home, obviously, and he stayed behind at the party. I went home. Okay. 2 girls, remember. Few, maybe months later, he was hospitalized. Guy was hospitalized, I won't say for what, but he was in hospital for maybe 3-4 days, I don't know. So I, as the dedicated girlfriend, would go to see him, to visit him, bring him home-cooked food. I even baked for him. I'll bring him home-cooked food, be the girlfriend that's, man, that's girlfriend, I'll bring him food. So this one time, I went to see him, and in his ward, they would only allow 1 visitor at a time. So when I got to his ward, obviously, I'm telling them, I'm here to see, I'm going to name him T. I'm here to see T. And then the person was like, okay, he has a visitor at the moment, so you can wait a bit, and then after the visitor leaves, you can go in. And I'm like, okay, I'm chilling, because I know he has friends, he has family, so I'm like, okay, his family members are here to see him, or his friends, so I chilled outside. And when it's time for me to go in, who comes out of the ward? One of the ladies that was giving me side eyes at the party. I was like, but in my mind, I'm thinking, guys, I was so fooled into thinking this guy wouldn't do anything. In my mind, I'm also thinking, this is Bara Hospital, so she could be here to see anyone. She could be here to see anyone, because there's hundreds of people at Bara. So I was like, No, I went in and saw my boyfriend. We were chatting, like he was introducing me to his ward mates. And when he was introducing me to the other one, he was like, "This is my girlfriend, this is the one." And then the guy was like, "Oh, this is the one, the one." He was like, "Oh, we were mampela lo." And then, but okay, I didn't take that to heart again. Yet again, I didn't give that any mind. So we went on, and the next day he was discharged. I baked cookies for him and went and fetched him at hospital. Being the lawyer girlfriend that I am, I did all that and we went home. We went home, everything was good, everything was Gucci. So that happened, and I didn't pay no mind to it, like I wasn't paying any mind. That happened, time went past, and now comes the part where we broke up. Why we broke up. So he did so many things to me, this guy, but I'm gonna do another story time on other things. So while we broke up, he went out with his friends, as per usual. He went out with his friends, and then in the morning, one of my neighbors comes to me, and he was like, "Where is T?" I'm like, "I don't know. T went out. I'm sure he's at his house. I don't know where he is." He was like, "Do you know there's this girl in our area? That girl is known for doing the most. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That girl is known for going around. That girl is known if you're at a tavern, yes, a tavern, and you buy her booze, you know that girl is yours for the night. That girl was known to go around like that. Yes, yes." So my neighbor was like, "Do you know, I don't know what to name her. I'm gonna name her Dish. Spelling Dish. I'm gonna name her Dish." He was like, "Do you know Dish?" I'm like, "Obviously, she's one of our other neighbors." I'm like, "Obviously, I know Dish." He's like, "Dish was with T the whole night and they went home together." I was like, "No, T would never go with Dish." And most of all, Dish would never go with T because Dish, we neighbors, she knows about T. She knows like that I'm dating T. Why would she do that? She wouldn't. But most of all, my boyfriend would never, never. And then my neighbor's like, "Okay, it's fine. But I'm telling you what I'm telling you, and I know what I know. So it's up to you what you do with that information." I was like, guys, my heart. First of all, my heart. You could have chosen anyone to go home with that night, but you chose Udish. Everyone knows about Udish. And I called him. You know, I know my man. I know when he's lying. I know, like, I know him. I was like, "Hello, hi, I'm Jan Sharp. Did you go home with Udish last night?" Oh, silence in court. He said, "Did you go home with Udish last night?" Ah, no. I knew from that moment he went home with Udish last night. And for me, that was the end. It was over. It was done with. It was it was tombstone, dead and buried in the water. I was like, "Hi, Bo, how could you do that to me with Udish? First of all, with Udish." And then I cut the call. He came. Obviously, he came to my house. Didn't come out. He was begging my sisters to talk to me. He was doing the most. I didn't. He was calling, sending me messages. I couldn't for the life of me accept that he went home with good dish. Out of everyone, like as late, he went home with the dish. So that was how it ended. The last text he ever sent me was this was so funny. He sent me hundreds of texts, by the way. But the last time, like I think he saw that no, it's not happening. And the other thing was like my pride, because I knew this guy was not my type, and I was doing him a favor. That's what I say, never do anyone a favor with your heart because they will dribble you. The people you do the favors for are the ones who are going to dribble you, and it's going to hurt the most because the last message he ever sent me was like, when a woman's fed up, ne? I was like, when a woman's fed up. And then, so we broke up like that. Time went on, only to find out that the lady who came to visit him in the hospital, the lady who was giving me side eyes, they carried on doing their thing, and they went on their merry, happy way and had a baby. Yay, them! Which means I was the problem in their relationship, but I cut myself off and they had a happy ever after. I hope, I don't know, I don't care. But that's how I found out I was dribbled by a person who I don't even consider my type. So from now on, ladies, standard, don't ever, never, ever, most big standards la, don't ever compromise. That's why I've been singing for more than 3 years, going on 4 years, because manje, I don't compromise on my standards. That's the lesson of today. Never compromise on your standards. So that was how I found out that a person I was doing a favor, okay, a person I was dating, cheated on me with 2 people and had a baby with the other one. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's story time. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna do a continuation of this story time, something that happened before we broke up. So yeah, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and become a member of my beautiful family, guys. I love you.